when I was getting involved in the furniture business, there was a friend of mine named Eni Archibald, who actually is one of the world's best designers. He had just left the school. He was in Switzerland. He was studying luxury at his university and we're creating really beautiful objects. And, you know, this guy had been my friend when he lived in the United States. And I flew over to Switzerland and I love this guy. And I was like, man, look, you know what? I have this budget. I said, whatever you want to do, I'm going to contribute to you. I'm going to invest in you. And I said, you know, let's make a product. I want you to design it and, you know, we'll put it out. You will blow up. And the whole thing is to get you the recognition that you deserve, because that's really, really hard for most artists. So he came up with a whole line of furniture, a settee, a table, a chandelier, and it was beautiful. And we took it to Milan for the Salone de Mobile, which was, and they had an emerging designers conference called the Salone Satellite, which was brand new designers. And it was a hit. I spent all my money, and I ended up spending double because in order to, all his designs were so beautiful, but they were real marble and real glass makers. And we had to get things from all over the world, but it was so beautiful. It won awards. And the thing was, when we were at Salone de Mobile, it was in Milan, Italy, and I flew everyone over, and we had a nice little, it was a huge exhibition. And what was happening is the exhibitors needed more money. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, there was always these little fees and little things that I had to take care of. And there, I was out of the country. So I didn't have, you know, my ATM, it was more than my ATM could give me. So I had American Express send me money and basically, you know, my own money, basically. And I was supposed to pick up the transfer, the wire at a bank right there in Milan. And I went to Milan, I went to the bank, and, you know, there I was, I had my passport, I had my driver's license, I had my American Express card, I had everything in my hands. I was ready to go. And mind you, Camila, I was already famous. So this is one of those things where I was like, and I was in the bank and people were like, oh, I know you, you know. And I was like, hey guys, how you doing? And the bank manager they had a secure glass. I'll never forget this. It was this big, thick, bulletproof glass that was sitting up there. And here I was in line. I showed everything to the teller, and she went to her manager, and the manager was on the phone in the background going, no. And I was like,
why?
Why? Right. And that's exactly where I was going. I was like, what's going on? And he was on the phone with American Express, literally. And then I got on the phone with American Express, and I said, you know, I see the person you're talking to. And
what was the issue?
I need my money. And he was like, no. And I was like, and the teller came back, gave me my passport, gave me all my information back, gave me my card back, and said, no.
What? Did they give you a reason?
This is the thing. So I talked to the guy and from American Express, and he's like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Cruz. We're having difficulty. I can send you somewhere else. And this is just weird.
What year was this?
This was probably 2017.
Oh, okay, pretty recent.
So not long ago, not a long time ago.
Okay.
And so I realized something. And one thing, I looked around and I started to realize very quickly what was happening. I was the only Black person in the bank. I was probably the only Black person that these guys had even seen in the area, because everyone was white. Everyone.
What, did you think they were discriminating against you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
I believed right then and there he wouldn't do it. And even apparently American Express couldn't make the guy give me my money, but he didn't believe you were like the account owner or something? I had everything, but I had all my information right there. I had everything. I guess he thought I was running some big scam or something. But the fact
Oh,
is,
that's so unacceptable.
but this was the thing. Again, and this is another thing, is that, just like in America, there's probably more racism in America, or just as much racism in America as there is in Europe. And, in Italy, they're not used to seeing a lot of Black people. And so I'm sure in his mind, he probably felt like, I'm being tricked. There's some sort of scam going on. So the American Express guy sent me to the very, very sketchy side of town. And it was a side of town that the Ubers wouldn't even go.
No way.
Because they were like, this is not safe. I had to walk there to this really, really, and it was a 24-hour internet cafe. And they were selling incense and smoke things. It was really smoky and really, it was so sketchy. And the guy gave me my money, and I had to walk all the way back to the hotel because the Uber wouldn't pick me up.
So this was like a different American Express location at like a bad neighborhood.
It wasn't even an American Express location. It was just the people who would give me my money. It was just American Express worked hard to find someone who would agree.
Okay.
And this is what happened. But I had a Black card. I mean, this is like the best American Express card you could ever have. I mean,
and you couldn't even access your money.
I could put $1 million on this card, and they would not accept it. But on the way, and this is why I said it's kind of a long story, but this is where it all comes together. On that walk back to the hotel, I said, this can never happen again. On that walk, I was thinking, I said, look at the ability of someone. I'm already rich. I'm already famous, and I can't get access to my own money. And I thought, these are gatekeepers. These are people who are preventing you from succeeding in some way, shape, or form. This is a system. This is something that if even when you do everything right, even when your credit is A1, even when you do everything down to the letter, they can still say no. It blew my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I said, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way. And Camila, once I started to look and do research, and I found out about crypto, and I started to look into the democratization of what crypto is, and it did not care what color I was. It doesn't. If I had fulfilled all the requirements of the smart contract, it must go through. People cannot. No one person can say no to me. It's the whole community. It's no one. It's one thing that blew me away is being decentralized is truly power, because a country can't even say you can't have it. You know what I mean? This is about a whole nother system. When I saw DeFi and I saw the ability for people, you have to understand. When I started doing the research, I started to see how people in Africa were being denied ownership of the places that they already knew their families already owned simply because they had no record. And so I said, this is a way, if you can put it on the blockchain, if you can put the record of you owning your own land and your own places and all your contracts of what your family has on the blockchain, no one can refute it. But now you'd have somebody to come in and say, no, you don't own it. This is ours. And this happens all the time.
Yeah.
This happens all over the world. So many people are told, nope, that's not yours. It's mine. I have more records than you do. But the fact that we can have a ledger that proves who you are, where you come from. And I'm telling you, I said, this is the way of the future. This is truly, truly power. When you look at the hundreds of millions of people who are being disenfranchised, I was one person who was disenfranchised from the system. And I said, I'm in. After that, I said, I have to find a way to get involved with this cryptocurrency because it truly, truly is something that everyone needs in their life. Listen, and this is the thing. And you mentioned how women's rights.
Mhm.
And, women couldn't even get a credit card in the United States without a man signing for them in
That's insane.
1975. You know what I mean? Like,
Wasn't that long ago either.
that's not a long time ago. That's the 70s. So if you were a woman, you could not get a credit card.
No, that's insane.
Just think about the women who are trying to get businesses, trying to start things, trying to, single moms who are trying to raise their families, and you were stuck. Not only if you were whatever race you were, but if you were a woman, you could not do anything. You were subject to whatever that someone would let you have.
Yeah.
But with crypto and with this, the way things work here is that it's true freedom. I mean,
it's permissionless.
I love it.
You don't need to ask permission for anyone. You're your own bank. You own your own assets. You don't, if you want to transfer, it doesn't care who you are, but it doesn't matter where you are either. So it doesn't matter if you're in Milan or in the US. It's a global network. So you can just transfer to wherever, from wherever, without asking any bank, no intermediaries. It's beautiful.
So much. It hurt me so much. I said, I'll never, because I did everything right. You know what I mean? Like I did everything I was supposed to do,